Oh, welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Marge.
Hello. Hello. And, well, just around time. We're glad you're here, Maureen. Thank you.
You riding around the building trying to get in?
Doors.
One ways.
We're on now.
Yeah.
All right. You're here, and that's the important thing.
That's right.
You're right. So, and Joe's here too.
For a while.
For a while. Well, welcome, Joe.
Sure you don't want to be on the board? We're looking, we have openings.
This is ongoing.
I might have, someone might be interested in joining us.
Oh, that's great. We'd love to hear that.
I would like to get some men.
All right, I'm not sure where Bob is, and we will miss him. And in his absence, Mary Pickard has agreed to take the minutes. So, thank you, Mary. And just a reminder, again, that this is an open meeting, and we must adhere to the open meeting laws. Do we have announcements from board members? Any announcements? Anthony, I'm going to introduce Anthony in a minute.
Hi, Anthony.
Hello, everybody.
So, I think everyone knows
You
Mr.
would be number 4.
Anthony Ansaldi, who is the Assistant Town Administrator. And he has been working with the Department of Human and Elder Affairs, and working with the COA Board as we transition. So, and he is willing to speak to us, but I'd rather get the announcements out if I can, and then he's first on your agenda. After, actually accepting the minutes, and then he's going to give us an update on where we stand on things.
Could we, this is the first time I've seen this gentleman.
I'm sorry.
And,
Oh, we should have you
should
introduce
we
yourselves.
go around the table and tell them who we are?
Yes, that's a
Sure,
great
that'd be
idea.
great, thank you.
Yes, good idea, Mary.
Just in case we might want to say hello to him or have a talk with him.
No, I think you should know who he is, actually, so please do introduce yourselves.
I'm Mary Patty Hunt, but I go by Patty, and I'm the vice chair behind Marge Payne on the council. I've been on for a couple of years, but I was on years ago when I was not a senior citizen and decided to come back when I became a senior citizen. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Mary.
And I've been on the board for several terms, holding different positions. At the present, it's with the Sub-Housing Committee. Okay.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Mary Pickard. I've been on the board about 2 years, something like that. I am on the Awareness Committee, and I am also on the Housing Committee.
Nice to meet you.
I am Maureen Donnelly, and I'm new to the board since maybe August or September.
Well, actually, I think officially in maybe June or so,
Okay.
but anyway.
New to the
Time
board.
flies.
Yeah, it does, and you're having fun, right?
And I'm on the membership
Nice to meet you.
Subcommittee, yep.
I'm Jean Johnson, and it's my second term on the board. And I'm on the membership committee, and I'm also on the Minuteman Senior Services Board. And I think that's it.
Jean is our representative from Littleton,
Okay.
but with Minuteman Home Services, and you're familiar with Minuteman, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, and I think you know everyone else that is
I do,
present.
I do.
So, I think we're good to go then. Okay. So, we'll get back to some announcements, and no, board members, do you have any particular announcements? If not, I have a
No,
few.
you're going to address the transportation for the 30th.
We are, and we will,
Okay,
and Anthony
then I
probably
won't
will,
bother
and,
with
and we have that taken care of. So, I would, though, first of all, since we've just been doing introductions, I would like to introduce Nicole Lawrenson over here. And maybe you can come up later and speak to us a little bit, you know, but because people on TV can't hear you when you're sitting over there. We have a guest spot over there.
Okay.
People, so. Welcome, Nicole. Nicole is our new full-time outreach worker, working with Tina. And they make a great team, I think, huh? So.
Do you know what I said to the girl at the last meeting we had at the meal site? My, but you're so young. But that's all right. You'll age rapidly with the Council of Aging. What not a nice thing to say.
But Mary, we all love you.
I say it is, it is.
I had a full head of hair when I started here back in March. And it's gone now, so I understand what you're saying.
She'll age rapidly.
So, we do have a special announcement about town meeting. And I think I just would like to get the word out again to seniors and to other people who are not seniors who might be watching this meeting, that we have a special town meeting October 30th. And it's a very important meeting for seniors as well as all of Littleton town residents, because the Articles 5, 6, and 7 have to do with affordable housing and some suggestions the planning board has worked so hard to develop with a consultant, an outside consultant. The planning board has worked with the Council on Aging on our housing subcommittee, has worked with them and put together a wonderful package. So, you know, if you don't understand or don't know much about it, you can watch some videos on Littleton TV, public TV, or on your TV set at home. It's channels, I think, 8 and 9 if you have a Verizon,
Comcast.
or that's Comcast,
That's
8 and 9. Verizon, I mixed it up. Verizon is 38 and 39.
Yeah.
So, you know, or even call the Council on Aging office and ask for more information. We've had some informational sessions, but if you're still not clear, please call and let us know and we can help you understand. Or please get to town meeting, so. And, you know, the town has been very, very gracious in working with seniors and setting up parking close to the middle school so that you do not have to walk a great distance. They cordon off and mark spots there. And the town meeting itself, there's a section on the floor, the gym floor, to the left of the moderator that is reserved for seniors so that you don't have to climb up into the bleachers. And if you're not able to get to the mic, they will bring a mic to you if you're in that area. So take advantage of it and get out and get to town meeting. And we have been working on parking. I know, would either Nicole or Tina like to come forward and speak to that issue a little bit?
Okay.
Do you mind?
Yes, no problem.
So people can hear you.
Okay.
Okay.
We're working on transportation. Okay, so the van service will be provided to all the senior housing sites. That would be Pine Tree Park, Mill Pond Apartments, and Littleton Green. And if you do reside at a housing site and you need transportation, the contact person is going to be Nicole at 978-540-2475, and she'll sign people up. If you live in a residential area and are in need of a ride, those calls can go to Nicole also, and we will work things out. We're currently, looking for the driver to drive that, drive the van for that day, that evening, and it will be in it'll start at like 6:30 and 6:45 p.m. and it will circle around that way to pick first up the residentials, then the housings, and then the drop-off at the town meeting.
Does Nicole have her own number?
Yes, she does.
What is it
She's
again?
at 978-540-2475. Okay. And she's working on a flyer that will be posted tomorrow at all three of these sites. Okay.
That's wonderful. Just great news, I think, for seniors, so.
One other thing to add, those needing a ride need to call by October 27th.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Friday.
Need to call by Friday, October 27th.
This way it allows us Monday to coordinate all the rides.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Tina. That's really, I'm very excited. And Diane Clary, welcome.
I would like to add on this senior affordable housing issue meeting, Bob Stenson in the Littleton Independent on 9/29 put in a very nice article, if anybody's interested and didn't see it. Very
I
nice.
think it's under the letter, was it under the letters to the editor or something?
Yes, it was,
Yes.
letter to the editor,
Yeah.
9/29.
Yep.
Bob Stenson.
Stetson.
Stetson.
Thank you. Any other announcements right now? No? I do have one correspondence to share with you, and it reads, Dear Marge and all the board, I am very sad to no longer be working with you as the Director of Elder and Human Services. This sudden departure left me with no time to prepare and to ensure the services we provide to seniors and others in town continue to operate smoothly. I trust you will work to fill that gap. I wish to thank you, Marge, the staff of Elder Human Services, and all the board for the wonderful work you have done. Over the last 5 years, I had the opportunity to watch our attendance grow and to see many new programs launched. Your support and guidance has helped make that growth possible. This is the most active and well-informed board we have ever had. Please keep up the good work. You have a vision and good leadership to carry you forward. I urge you to continue the work you have started on more diverse and affordable housing, on providing transportation, and to secure additional space for Elder Human Services to hold staff, provide meeting and waiting space for residents in need, and house new programming. As you advocate, remind residents that you are planning for their future. Thank you for your support and for the time you give to these issues. Good luck, Pamela.
Will there be an article in the broadcaster about Pam? The town should be aware of this switch of her leaving. Something should be mentioned.
I think there is something mentioned on
Well,
the
you
first
wrote-
page.
yes.
The board, your officers, Patty and Bob and myself, put together an article for the front page in November, the next broadcaster.
broadcaster.
And it speaks to how we are going to be continuing to work exactly on the needs of elders in the community.
Well, not everybody knows that she's not here, you know?
Well,
It'll be known on the next broadcaster.
right.
Okay.
And obviously Pamela just wrote us a note so that people that heard the note understand that she is no longer with us.
Okay.
So. All right. Any other announcements? Well, we will continue on then. And vote or to review the minutes of our last meeting of September 11th, 2017. They're in your packets if you have not seen them. And if you need time to review them, fine. If not, I'll entertain a vote to,
I entertain a vote to accept the minutes of the meeting of September 11th as recorded.
Second motion.
thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? No. I think it's unanimous. Thank you. All right, now, Anthony's on the agenda. And he's here to upgrade, or actually advise us and let us know what's going on and where we stand with
Sure.
things.
So, just to update you as far as the position of Director of Elder and Human Services, we have the position posted.
Hey, sorry.
We posted the position on October 6th with resumes due back to the town by October 27th. They were advertised in 3 locations: the Massachusetts Council on Aging, the Massachusetts Municipal Association, as well as Action Unlimited. So, once we receive the resumes, we'll vet them. We will then work with the board and select those candidates to interview. And we'll do interviews, and I'm sure there'll be a second interview, and hopefully we have somebody on as quick as possible. In the meantime, we are looking for a interim to help out. So we have a couple of leads on a couple of different people that hopefully we're gonna see if we can reach out to this week and meet them, and see if we can get them in here even for a part-time basis, just to add a little bit of assistance.
Are you going to let us know who they are before you hire them?
Yes. We'll work with Marge and the board just the same way that the last director was hired.
Yep, good.
Patty?
In the interim, what's the protocol?
So in the interim, I've been given the great pleasure of acting as the acting director, so if there's any issues through the selectman's office, you can reach me.
He's the new guy on the block.
Does that include appointments to committees, or can we do that on our own?
What committees are you talking about?
Subcommittees?
No, we do that on our own.
Pardon me?
We do that on
That's
our
your
own.
board.
We do that on our own?
We do that on our own. We always have.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yep. Any other questions for Anthony?
I didn't hear much of it, but I think you probably handled it well.
And I was gonna shoot down after, maybe we can take care of that.
Yep,
Okay.
fine.
All right, thank you very much.
Oh, my
That's
pleasure.
helpful. And it's good to get the word out, I think.
My apologies, everybody. I was buying a new car and he wouldn't let me leave until I signed the dotted line.
Oh, you should have told us, my goodness.
Can I ask one more question?
Certainly.
If a board member wanted to sit and talk to you, can they make an appointment to see you?
My door is always open for
it is.
anybody, absolutely.
I'm just curious.
Yep, just call our office, Diane Dickinson's our executive assistant, and the number is 978-540-2460, and Diane will schedule an appointment, or you can just pop in. I'm usually somewhere in the building, but Diane can get a hold of me. She's really good at that.
Okay, thank you.
I ask you, what is your background?
Sure. So I've been with the town since March, and prior to that, I worked for the town of Brookline,
Okay.
where I was the public safety business manager, handling the police and fire departments, over $30 million, all their personnel, all operational, other than the public safety itself. Prior to that, I had worked at the sheriff's office as an internal auditor manager. And prior to that, I was with the Massachusetts Department of Revenue.
You're
You've been
hired.
around.
You're hired.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Any additional questions? No? Thank you very much. And
Oh.
thank you for taking the time to be here today.
My pleasure.
It really is very nice, so,
Glad to help.
thank you.
Joe, is you okay?
He's working out pretty good.
All right. Barbara McCray, would you like to come to the microphone and fill us in on everything that's going on with the Friends? Again, we have a wonderful Friends organization in the town of Littleton who does a lot and puts on marvelous events and activities and special things. So what's happening now? What's going to be
Well,
coming?
first of all, welcome, Anthony.
Thank you,
And
Barbara.
I wanted to just say, I'm Barbara McCray, and I was on the COA board for many years, and then I decided to go to the Friends of the Council on Aging because I wanted to help make money for us, and that's what we're trying to do. But, hi, everybody.
Good morning, good afternoon.
All right, the Friends. I do want to mention that we have a really good intergenerational program going right now. Nancy Levine has been working with the schools, and she does a great job. And we have a reading group that will be for the kindergartners and anybody interested in doing that. We will gladly take their name and give them the schedule. The other thing I have, which I am happy about, is Michelle Hirth has a group of young people who are helping us in the thrift shop. They're learning about marketing and, what we do there so that if they get jobs in Walmart or someplace like that, they'll kind of already have an idea what happens. Not that I consider us Walmart or any big department store, but
Well, you're close, I think. This thrift shop is really,
but we have a lot of stuff, and it really helps to have people volunteering to come in. And in fact, I have two really lovely gentlemen that come in from the Mormon Church and help me also. The third graders are coming in to decorate the diner on holidays. They're going to be doing Halloween. And they'll come back each month that there's a special holiday and decorate for the seniors, which I think is super. They enjoy that. Okay, and November 8th is the Veterans Lunch. And hopefully we'll get veterans of all ages and branches to come and enjoy lunch with us. We're having a turkey dinner. The veteran and his spouse are free, but guests will be $5 each.
Can we go to this?
Of course.
Okay. Is it going to be in the big room?
Oh, well, yeah, you're a guest. You're considered a guest, though. Yeah.
What's the date?
I thought this was in
I'm
the
sorry?
What's the date?
broadcaster.
November 8th at noon, in the multipurpose room, as usual.
I've seen it advertised. Was it in the broadcaster or the Action Unlimited? One or the other. I've seen that.
Well, it's probably in Action Unlimited and will be in
Yeah.
the broadcaster.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, so, you know, that's our fun thing, given these lunches, you know that.
There's already a sign-up sheet in there.
In the office, yes. Don't forget to please, please sign up if you're coming. It's so important to us. We have to tell the caterer how many people are coming. And sometimes people forget and they walk in and it's hard because we want to make sure the people that signed up get their meal. And we may have to work something out where we make people wait if they haven't signed up.
It should, yeah.
Yeah, I hate to do it, but I think we might have to
Yeah.
do that because we do get people coming like that.
well, you've grown. Participation seems to have grown a lot over the past few years, so.
Right.
And it's more critically important than ever, it
Well,
seems.
as I said,
Exactly.
if
If
they're
you're gonna
not on
have-
the list, they have to wait.
Especially if you tell the caterer that 80 people are coming or 75 and 100 show up.
Right.
That's rough.
Yeah.
So a lot of us go, I guess I'll just starve today,
Bob?
give away the meal.
Marge, I just wanted to say that I went to the Oktoberfest, and other than the fact that they didn't have beer, it was wonderful.
Yes, everyone was looking for the
It
beer.
really,
I know.
it really was. It was absolutely
you.
delicious.
Thank you.
I don't recall an event they put on where the food wasn't really good, ever, so.
That's only because I don't cook it. If I did that, you would cancel out, I know. The next thing is, yeah, I wanted to say that we'll be looking for a thrift shop manager to take my place in November 2018, not this year, but I figure that November 2018, when I turn 80 years old, I want to retire from the thrift shop. I'll come in and volunteer, but I don't want to manage that anymore. So I'm looking for, hey, 1, 2, 3 people who want to do it together to manage the thrift shop. And I'll be talking about that every month. Hopefully someone will, it's very enjoyable. I really love doing it, but
Well, you know, you ought to get out the word that you do seem to acquire a lot of fashionable items in there.
we do.
And yes, and so people that really enjoy fashion might want to think about it.
Well, we also have fashion shows, and the money that is earned in our thrift shop, we're saving some of it so that someday, when we see the senior center in the sky, no, I don't want to see that one yet, but a senior center, we can help furnish it, do the inside or something like that. So
That's the goal.
we are going to be working pretty soon. Our board is going to be talking about earning more money, a way to earn more money, so we have it ready
Good.
when needed.
You
So-
said September of 18?
November
of 18.
It's her birthday.
2018.
It's her birthday present to herself.
Yeah,
Nancy
that's my,
Levine-
I'll be 80 before
Levine
she is.
an ideal candidate.
no, Nancy, no, she's not, because Nancy does a lot.
Yeah.
And this is heavy work, and Nancy has a really bad back.
Right.
She can't do half the lifting. I am very strong now from doing this. If you want muscles, come in and be the manager. But, no, it would be too hard for her.
Right, Nancy's good at what she does, but not,
Yeah, that, not heavy work, no.
She's wonderful, yeah.
We all have our little niche, you know? So,
Yeah.
Yep.
right.
So I think that's it this time, and I appreciate being part of this, and, you know, we'll do more together.
Thank you.
So, thank you.
You know, Barbara, would you do me a big favor and hand this to Tina when you go back over there? I promised to give her this, and I forgot, and I apologize, Tina. I just
Welcome back.
remembered. My apologies. Thank you. It was an agenda, and I forget it.
Sounds good.
All right. Thank you very much. It's always good to hear what's going on and to get the word out, so people understand, I think so. Yeah.
Did they approve the minutes for last meeting?
We did approve the minutes. It was, yes, unanimous. All right, under old business, and I think Tina, excuse me again, but I know you have to leave early today because you have an appointment. Would you actually, with the board's indulgence, Tina told me a little while ago that she does have to leave a little bit early, maybe. So, do you want to invite her, can we invite her to the table now and then do our old business, I think? And that way you're not worried about getting out one time.
That's fine.
If you'd like to do that.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay, why don't we do that, and then she doesn't have to feel pressured. I did remember that much.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
we all have our moments.
And you
lately,
thought
it
you were
seems.
gonna get out of it.
I thought it was, yes, I was gonna send Nicole up next month then, okay. All right, so, you all have the September report with the numbers for the, over 60 and under 60, and I know they're all pretty self-explanatory, so it's probably best if I just tell you a little bit about, what we've been doing in the office, for the month of September. Both Nicole and I have been, busy with the fuel assistance recertifications, and Nicole has completed her training at Smock in Framingham, and I'll go tomorrow to my training with
Wasn't that fun?
that, yeah.
Nicole, why don't you come up so people can get to see who you
Yes,
are?
that
too.
would cheer up.
Maybe just squeeze in between Maureen and.
We'll put her right
Yeah.
here. Okay.
Thank you.
Nicole, what's your last name? I'm sorry.
Lorenzen,
Spell it.
Lorenson.
Wait a minute. Lorenson.
ENSON.
Okay. You're new enough, so I haven't got to it.
That's okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Brains and Balance class is going well, and it's currently full. So I think there's like 6 or 7 more weeks left on that program. And the Littleton Social Club has openings on all 3 days. So if you have someone in the community you know that are interested in joining the group, please let us know, and we'll work, together with Anne Marie to have some new members join. So far, there's 9 people signed up for the Medicare program that will be happening on the 18th. And we have 16 signed up for the AARP driving program. And
It was for the,
AARP Safe
the other
Driving Program,
Medicare.
the
Medicare.
Medicare Update
I gotta get
Program
my
that
mind going.
that
Okay.
Minuteman Senior Services is providing.
16,
Yes. Mhm.
that's me.
That's you, you signed up for that, yeah.
For
That's
the
it.
Driving program.
And there was an error in the broadcaster about the Tiger Tech that happens weekly. It's on Tuesdays this year, not Mondays, as it says in the broadcaster. And let's see. The Caregiver Support Group will be the last Wednesday of the month, and we have Jennifer Cook coming from the Atrium to be our speaker. If you know of any caregivers that might benefit, it's 6:30 to 8 p.m. in the diner.
Last Wednesday.
Last Wednesday of the month, yes. And on November 8th, when we have the Veterans Luncheon, the yoga class will be moved to the Vincent Cooper Room at the library, and they've given us permission for that change of location.
6 to 8 p.m. in the diner
On the last Wednesday of the month, and I think that's the 25th, but yeah.
You have to change the time. That was in the Littleton Independent for the,
Oh, the AARP, right, yeah.
and the
Jean
money.
had pointed out that in the Littleton Independent this past week, they had the time incorrect and the cost of the program. What we have in the broadcaster is correct, that information. And I think most of the people know that because, you know, they've been signed up. We might get a few questions based on that other article. Thank you, Jeannie.
Yeah.
So I think that's it, unless there's any questions.
Oh, wow. And again, welcome, Nicole.
Thank you.
Hopefully you can switch off with Tina sometimes and
Yes.
share information with us.
Oh,
Yes,
yes,
definitely.
She will, yeah. Yes, one thing we found out with my senior center, it only does a combined report. So, we'll both have the same report with the same information, the way my senior center works, so, yeah. So,
You have your own office
I do.
down the hall?
Yep, right where
Yeah.
the Shine office used to be.
Right,
Yep.
Tina, I don't see the time in the,
good.
Can you tell us
It's not in the
Whoops, wait.
broadcaster.
Can you tell us what part of the work of the COA Center you're doing during this interim period, or right at this time? What do we go to you for? What do we go to Anthony for?
Well, Tina and I are both working together, so on, the
Yeah, but
daily.
you were doing some things other than the,
Well, I'm gonna be helping with the newsletter moving forward,
okay.
and billing, for, the services, the people that come in. But most things you'll probably go to Anthony for, and then he'll tell you where to go if it's not to
I just knew
him.
there was, and if there were certain things we should go to you to, we wanted to do that. That's good. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so if there aren't any more questions, we'll go back to the seating. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, now we can move on to old business, and, as board members, I think you'll notice that, we've added, Patty and I meet to set the agenda every month. And so these subcommittees have been pretty, well, not all of them, the membership subcommittee hasn't been very active lately. However, we have identified a couple of things we're going to be coming more active on. But, especially housing, and then when we get into the space, reactivating the space subcommittee, et cetera, there's so much going on. It would be good to have a report from the subcommittees, even if it's just a quick update on what's happening with the subcommittees, and to get the word out that we do have these groups of people that are working so actively. So Patty and I decided to include that on the agenda under old business, because it's constant, right now. These subcommittees are where people really get involved and start to do some focused work, advocating for seniors. So we have on the agenda a report from the Housing Subcommittee first, which is very involved right now and has worked so hard for this special town meeting event. So, Patty?
Now you get to
have
listen to me again, right?
Right. Well, Patty's the chair of that committee, subcommittee.
This committee has been incredibly busy for the last year and a half, unfortunately, so we need a break. But we've been working with the planning board, and the planning board, Maren Toohill and Judy Barrett, the consultant, has been working with the planning board also to write these articles 5, 6, and 7 that are on the agenda for the town meeting on October 30th. And we had a meeting on October 5th in the Littleton Council of Aging office, where we had close to 17, 18 people with Maren and myself, where we had a short video that was run for about 20, 25 minutes, and then we had questions and answers. That meeting was posted as a meeting for the Council of Aging, because the Council of Aging wanted to have a meeting to talk about housing so that we would all understand it. So Bob, as our secretary, did do minutes, and they are available and posted. That night of the 5th, there was also a public meeting in the selectmen's room that they have downstairs. And there were only about 8 to 10 people left after everybody else did their business. And there were a few questions asked, but not very many. Keith was there that night, by the way. But there were a few questions that came from the gallery. The following week, on the 12th, we had another meeting in the Council of Aging area, and we had about 13 to 14 people that day, and a very productive question and answer period, with people asking a lot of questions.
Good questions.
Ed Mullen from the Planning Board was there with me that day, and we ran the video again that you talked about earlier in the meeting that tells you it's on the public TV station that you can view. I guess you can go on and get a menu and find out when you can see it. That's done. Ed Mullen's on the video. Judy Barrett's on the video, and Pamela Campbell's on the video. It's well worth watching the video. They draw the 3 articles together with very simple terms, tell you what they're about, show you how they're connected, how it benefits the town as well as the seniors. Now, it's not gonna happen next year or probably 2 years from now, and it's probably not gonna help somebody like me who's a little older, should we say. But it does help the future of the senior citizens. And it's well worth looking into and spreading the word that it's a good package to have a positive impact on the town. So it's good to spread the word.
That's why the planning board is planning, right? So we're
Now,
looking
the planning
ahead.
board's been very helpful. I mean,
Right.
I think I've attended 3 or 4 meetings with the planning board, gone to the meetings at night, and it's very, very helpful. Mary's on the board, Bob Stenson's on the subcommittee. They just don't want me to plan any more meetings. So this thing better pass in November.
You
But
need
I
a
would
vacation.
appreciate, and I do appreciate all the work that the folks on the board have given.
That's why I have
And
to have a
especially
new car,
thank-
because my old one, from riding back and forth to all of you.
I especially thank the planning board for all of their help in working with us.
Absolutely. We all second that, I think. Yes, it's been wonderful.
Hopefully, in November, the selectmen will move the timing before all the seniors leave and go home at 10 o'clock.
No, it's
Did they put
their
it- did they
articles
put it
5,
early?
6, and 7, so that's
Oh,
early on the
that's
agenda.
good.
Okay,
That's
wait a
good.
minute.
So it's already
Joe.
been moved to accommodate.
Patty,
Wait, Mary.
Joe can speak
I
to
can
that.
speak to that. We didn't put it right away because we were afraid people would still be filing in when the first article started. So we have 3 or 4 articles that are of less importance, but it will take some time up by then. We hope everyone's out of the seats. And we wanted to make sure that it wasn't the 15th article. So right after we get through some of the first ones, we were thinking of the seniors right away by having it during that time frame.
Bless you. Those who don't want to stay till 2 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
appreciate that.
No,
Thank
and
you. Thank you.
that's right. There are Articles 5, 6, and 7, and I think I heard Ed Mullen saying the other day, they were anticipating by 8 o'clock they should be addressing them. That was his guess. But it's not gonna be late. That's the important thing. It's not so far down on the agenda that you're gonna be sitting there for a long, long time.
Plus, we're looking to change the law too. So,
Looking to change the law.
we're looking to change our bylaws so that we will be completing our town meeting by 10 o'clock at night.
I don't know if Diane heard that. I mean, it was loud enough so people on TV could hear that. But she just said,
Of course, we might go 3 nights too, but
they're looking to
That's a
change the
decision we
bylaw.
had to make because people were complaining that we were going so late.
Would you like to come forward so people can hear you on TV?
I'm sure they can hear my voice.
Okay, all right. All right, okay.
that's great.
It is wonderful, that's great news. The town has been so supportive in so many ways, in so many different areas. And also, Mary, Patty, you attend the Littleton Housing Authority meetings, do you not?
Yes, once a month I go to the Littleton Housing Authority meetings, keep updated on what they might be hearing from the State House for their particular funds and
Right.
projects.
So,
And I bring that back to the Housing Committee as well.
it's been a very active subcommittee. So, and I congratulate you all, you've done a wonderful job, really. All right. Any questions for the housing subcommittee? Yes, Barbara.
I don't have a question, but I just want to make people understand that, yes, the seniors should be there to help vote on this, but the younger seniors need to know that this is going to be for them. They should be there voting for this too. They don't usually leave as early. So, but at any rate, they should understand that this would help them too. So don't keep thinking of it as
Just seniors.
just the seniors.
That's
doing
correct.
this.
That
The
is
the
so
other
correct.
thing I would acknowledge is the fact that these three warrants will also help those who are not seniors. Some millennials might be looking for homes, and it is not an age restricted, but an age, I can't remember the word, aimed at, but it gives the possibility of providing new housing for young couples too. So it is not, it's not strictly a senior item, and we need people to understand that it's important.
It opens the door for seniors, but it is not, totally restricted to seniors,
And
no.
it gets us away from being bound in by the state 40B laws and so forth, which is wonderful.
One of the things I emphasized to the planning board, like Ed and Maren and the rest of them, was that it's not going to help me at this point in time, and probably some of the people around this table, but it's going to help you, your family members. And and as you age and you decide you want to downside or you want to give up your bigger home, it's for you. And what they didn't understand was this, the third article of this trust fund. Well, what's this trust fund? Well, that's so that if you can't afford the affordable housing, this trust fund, the town will have the ability, depending on the laws and how it's set up, to help you pay for that. That's what this trust fund is for. And, that's something that was hard to get across of what it was really all about, and how Article 6 and 7, the contractors pay a fee if they don't want to build affordable housing. They have to pay a fee. It goes into the trust fund, which is going to be used strictly for affordable housing. And that makes a big difference if they can understand that concept. So the meetings were very important and very informative, and you could see people's wheels turning, thinking, oh,
And
okay.
we didn't get a lot of
So-
negatives at the first one. I don't know about the other two, but people were just
No, it was very good.
appreciative of helping to understand what was there.
Thank you. Anything else about housing? No? Okay. Mary Picard is the only member of the housing subcommittee. I mean, the awareness subcommittee, I'm sorry, here right now. We have to do a little restructuring here as far as membership on the subcommittees, and we're down a couple of members, so. But can you update us? You've been active too, trying to get the word out about this.
There is something in the broadcaster about the town meeting October 30th. So that is actually in there, but we are actually going to be plastering these all over town. This is a special town meeting, October 30th. It's kind of aimed at seniors, but it should be aimed at everybody to discuss these warrants, because we want people to understand, because we only lost that housing thing by 5 votes, I believe, last
At the annual town meeting.
at the annual town meeting. So we want people to know what's going on, listen to what's going on, look at the TV, look at whatever is out there, to understand that, yeah, it may not apply to me, but it might apply to my brother, who is significantly younger than I am, and it would apply to some of your children, and we would like you all to come and help us vote and see if we can get this thing passed.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, and the membership subcommittee, Jean and Maureen, I'm sorry,
Before
Bob.
we get off that, Mary, have you been doing anything else besides any kind of awareness besides the housing thing?
At this point, I was wondering about churches. I was gonna call some of the churches and see if they would put it in their bulletin. To at least, just put it that there is a town meeting, special town meeting on the 30th. Maybe that would help.
Okay, suggestion, if you do that, make a half-size sheet that explains things, and give them a copy with it on both sides of an 8.5 by 11, or on both.
Well, I was
columns.
just thinking of
Okay,
just,
all I'm doing is, if
Yeah.
you say that and you send it to the church, there's much more likely the church will make copies, cut it in half, and put it in their Sunday bulletins.
okay. Well, Patty Hunt has a significant information, so I'll grab one from her. Right?
Good idea. That's a great idea. So, thank you, Bob. Anything else about awareness? And the awareness subcommittee actually has so many areas to cover. Whatever we're working on, as far as trying to attain some of our goals that we've established, awareness needs to be helping to communicate with the
Different
whole
areas.
population in Littleton, and not just seniors. But
And
All
I
right.
don't know if people understood that we were actually at the third Thursdays for the summer.
Yep.
And had a table there explaining some of the things that the Council on Aging does. And hopefully some people got some information they needed. And I know, for me, a few people were looking for stuff for their families. And so that was very important.
it is. And thank you for doing that, by the way. The third Thursdays in the summertime is a great way to get out and reach out. All right, on to membership. There are 3 members on the subcommittee, and that's Maureen, who has yet to attend a meeting because there hasn't been one since she's joined the COA, and Jean and myself. I serve on that committee. And, there are a couple of things that have come to our attention, which we will be meeting to discuss in the very near future. We've been interrupted a little bit with some changes that have been going on. But one of the things is Emmett talks a lot at the state level about having associate members for the COA and perhaps subcommittees. And so we'd like to explore that and learn more about that and see how that might work and how it might be advantageous to us. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. And the membership subcommittee does take care of the manuals, the orientation manuals that we hand out, which really contain a lot of the nuts and bolts of what we do and, the memorandum of agreement that we have with the selectmen, et cetera, and all the laws, the open meeting laws and privacy and everything else that people need to know. And we keep in the very front the list of current members and how you can reach them. And so that gets updated every time there's a change, and obviously that was just changed. So, and that you receive that in your packet today to put in your manuals. Please get it in there. Jean even punched 3 holes in them so they're ready to go right in. So make sure you put that updated membership list in your board manual, please. And do you, Jean, Maureen, have anything else to add to that?
I had read a recent article in the Sun in Chelmsford and their housing problem. And many of the residents are saying that by getting the additional housing, not necessarily for the seniors only, but the housing is going to make more traffic and expense, more schools.
I thought you were talking about the membership subcommittee, Mary. That's what we were talking about.
Right.
already by that.
Where-
No.
It's about housing?
No, this is about taxes. You mentioned taxes.
No, she didn't.
Well, Emmett did, property taxes. I'm looking at his sheet.
Well, in the meeting with Emmett,
Oh, we're getting to that. You can,
I'm
can you
ahead of
hold
you.
it? You're
Okay,
ahead
I'm
of me.
ahead of you,
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you, yes, Diane.
Just one quick thing, there is a new open meeting law packet that I can get to you. I do have many copies, so if somebody wants to stop by my office, I have many
Great.
copies that came
Could I
out on
delegate?
October 6th.
Could I delegate that to either Maureen or Jean? Which one of you would like to stop by and see Diane?
I'll get him.
Oh, great,
Right.
there we go, thank you. There's a new open meeting law, and I actually, an ex-board member saw a little blurb in the newspaper recently about that. There were some changes to the open meeting law. They're not large changes, my understanding is from reading that.
I'm
but-
not, but I have the whole packet, so
Right.
it's best if you
We have to
time.
wear pink scarves now?
That'd be great, because then we will get them out and you won't need to replace what you have in your manual with the updated one. So thank you very much.
Very good.
You saved me, I was gonna ask you about that, and I hadn't gotten to that either. So, all right, we're coming to Emmett's presentation, in his training session though, so you can be on board then, Mary. All right. So, let's see, we've done all the old business, new business. We've kind of talked about this briefly a little bit, but we do have 2 board vacancies, and I think you all are aware. And so, and Joe's already said he might have somebody that might be interested, I believe. And I would just ask that people be aware that the COA does have some vacancies, and I'm sure something will get posted in the near future about that. I'm not sure when, but it does not matter. I do not believe, I think you can still fill out an application and submit it, can they not?
You can fill it out, you can,
Right.
to Selectman's office, and we can have you sent the application out to you via email, via the post office. We do need to post it as a public notice, and that needs to run for 2 weeks, but maybe we can talk to Kirby about putting a little, maybe a PSA up at town meeting, looking for vacant board positions as well.
That would be great, thank you. Very nice.
Thank you.
So it would be nice to fill them, because we do have a lot coming up, and we have still some significant goals to achieve that we've set
Where
for
are the
ourselves.
applications to be turned in? At you or at the clerk's office?
Actually, Diane, do you have them too?
I do, yes.
So either office, either the town clerk's office or the Selectman's, town administrator's office.
It's all- believe they're online.
And they're online too, yeah, that's right.
So,
Well, I got mine from you.
just, so if people are interested, you can visit Diane's office, actually, and probably be easier for people to do, whatever. Either way, but keep your eye open for it to be posted, it will be ultimately. So, thank you.
I do have a question.
Yes?
Is there an age requirement?
To be on the
Council of Aging
board.
Board.
I don't, not aware of
Not
one.
Can we make it a maximum of 75? Then I can go home.
I don't know, I'm not aware of
No,
one. No, and I think
neither
that,
am
I think that actually having a range of ages would be desirable, you know, so that you have people thinking differently and
Yeah, some junior seniors.
We have-
junior seniors, that's a
We
great,
have, we
great
have had
description.
younger adults on the board at times, so
Yeah.
that's not.
I like Barbara's, junior seniors. That's a great description.
Well, the first time I was on, I was in my 40s.
Well, as was I was on the very first Council on Aging Board the town of Littleton ever had,
So-
in my 20s, I think, so,
There you go.
long time ago. My kids were in cribs. So.
It seems like I was 20 myself.
An interest. An interest. That's what's important.
Yeah.
True,
Well, that's it.
true, but it's all well and good to say an interest, but if you had to be X years.
Yeah, I mean, but.
And I didn't know if there was one.
No,
I am not aware of one, and I have never heard Emmett refer to any age
No.
either. That would be age discrimination anyway, wouldn't it? So,
The only thing I would be concerned about for younger people, if they're still working,
it's hard.
these hours don't work for them.
That's correct.
Right.
So, and that is a problem, and I think that makes it very difficult for some middle-aged people to do a lot of things that they would like to do because they have working, they have children, they have to get home to take care of, et cetera, so. But that does not mean they're not welcome. So,
Okay, so we did that.
okay.
Good.
Tread update.
Yes.
Pat also
there's
does
a meeting
TRED.
scheduled on Wednesday morning for the TRED applicants. There are 9 applicants this year, and we have approximately $4,200. However, when we met last year to do the TRED applicants, we did not spend all the money. We decided as a group that we should save some toward next year in case we don't get a lot of money. Tina's putting the applications together, and we do them by number versus by name for confidentiality. So I will meet with Tina tomorrow, and we will put the packets together, and we meet at 8:30 tomorrow. Wednesday morning, you're on the Tread Committee. We will make a determination of what to spend based on the number of applications. Usually, last year, everybody got not quite the same, but almost the same. So we divide up, we determine how much to keep of the 4,200, and then we divide up the rest of the money based on the number of applications and based on the situation in the family. That's what you'll get. They also have to have had applied for the circuit breaker, which is also part of their eligibility. So I'll finalize that tomorrow, and then we'll take them to the meeting on Wednesday.
So we do give applicants
Nine
information
applicants,
about other
nine
possibilities.
families. It's really 9 families, not single applicants, because some of them are families. But there's 9
we
applicants.
provide them with other potential ways of getting money
Yes,
too, yeah. Okay,
yes.
good.
I mean, Tina, make sure they apply for the circuit breaker. They could be eligible for SMOC, food stamps, the kitchen, food pantry and whatever. So everything is looked into first. But that's all set to go.
Good.
Excuse me, Patty, what time?
8:30.
Is that an open or closed meeting?
Pardon?
Is that open or closed?
What do you mean, open or closed?
Well,
Meeting?
can anybody come?
No,
if they're dealing
it's a
with
closed
people? No,
meeting.
it's a closed meeting, yeah.
The Board of Assessors and
This is on that.
people like that.
Mary on that too? No? Who else is on it?
Patty, you, none?
Are you saying we have a meeting tomorrow?
No,
I thought we don't.
no.
So Patty, you and me.
You're a member at large.
Yeah.
Right. Which means if somebody can't do something,
Somebody
you
can't
step in.
go, then you go in their place. But she's back from her vacation, so
Right,
she
I can't make it anyway, so
up.
tomorrow.
Good. That's a good thing then. Okay.
I think so.
All right, and then moving on, we are 4 board members. Let me just preface this a little bit. One of the requirements in the job description for a board member is that you attend some form of an educational training having to do with seniors, elders, once a year anyway. And very often, Emmett Schmarzo, who is the program manager for the Councils on Aging and Senior Centers for the state of Massachusetts, does trainings periodically. He does a group of them in the spring and in the fall, and he travels around the state, and different COAs will, host him. And so he was doing a training in Tingsboro on the 29th of September, and 4 of us attended. Maureen, Mary Picard, Jean, and myself attended that training. So I've asked them to give us an update on that, because he always has, I've gone to probably one every year that he does. And I always learn something new from the man, always. So he's great. So I would ask you just to share the information with the board, because share the wealth,
Well, I can speak to the fact that I've gone to 3 of his presentations, and each time I learned something new. But also, I have found that he has learned a lot of new things from us.
Yeah.
Especially like the housing committee that we have established, he didn't know that was in existence, but he was very pleased to find out. And so, it's a sharing environment. You
Good point.
share with all the other agencies that are there, and we kind of talk it up and see if anything would really work for our particular Council on Aging.
It's a great observation. It is a great sharing, great opportunity to network and to get ideas from other towns. So, thank you. Anyone else?
2 things that I walked away with. This was the very first time I'd gone, so trying to take everything in. But he very clearly spoke about how he felt that people on boards should not stay there too long.
Right.
He talked about how he felt that people, it's an opportunity for other people to have the chance to help out and to do it. But in order to keep the experienced, if you will, people, he suggested that those could be auxiliary members, and that they would be people who had already been on the Council of Aging, but could be there, not as a voting member, but as people-
Associate members.
Right, as
Yep.
people who could talk, bring information, and assist in what's going on.
Right.
Which I, as I said, I was new, so to me, that was kind of like, oh, I never thought about that before.
It was, it is a great idea, and I think on the membership subcommittee, we ought to toss that around a little bit more, because we have so much going on, too.
Did he say how long you should?
2 terms.
He advocates a board member to be, yes, stays on for 2 terms,
terms.
steps down at least for a year,
And then.
and then can come back if there's an opening, but, give others opportunities so that you have new ideas and new blood flowing, which is a great idea, I think. And
Because what he said is if you're on for 2 successive 3-year terms, that's 6 years you're on
That's
the
right.
board. And that he really felt that people should not be on there
I leave now.
longer than that.
Can you,
You
no,
have
no,
to be.
not yet, not yet.
You have to be on the board to be an associate member.
No,
No, I don't think
no,
so.
I don't think so
No,
either.
you
I
can
don't
appoint
think so.
anybody an
Well, we're
associate.
going to Patty, we're going to research that. The membership subcommittee is going to look into that, and we'll bring the information back to the full board
Oh,
for discussion. So I think it's a great, opportunity for, board members who have stepped down too, to stay active. So. Anyway, we're going to research that in the membership subcommittee, so.
Is he aware, excuse me, is he aware that we aren't having our door knocked down with our vacancies to fill them?
Well, we might be this time, Mary. We have to be positive. You never know.
Right? I mean,
Never
if you
know.
make it seem attractive, and,
We're doing that now, aren't we?
well, yeah, but, you might get some new ideas.
I wish we would. Yes.
All right. Did you,
They
all right.
could.
I think, Jean, did you have anything you wanted to add? And then we can let Mary speak about the taxes that she was talking about regarding to
That's
this.
what she can, well, we already talked about some of the things that are in here anyway.
Well, and that's why I was wondering if you have anything else to add.
No, the only thing would, no, because the only thing would be reading the percent of property taxes paid by the seniors statewide increasing, and now is between 37 to 38%. 35% of the people caring for Alzheimer's,
L's.
members die before the Alzheimer's patient does.
This, you have in your packet, you have the same handout that Jean has.
Right.
And it says he provided a couple of interesting tidbits of information, and that was just a tidbit of information that he was talking about, Mary. The fact that property
Is that-
taxes, that's statewide,
Yeah.
that he was talking about. So,
And transportation and housing is on the top,
but then he also addressed down at the bottom, it says the 3 basic COA board responsibilities. And he addressed those, which are,
Really want me to say that, I can't
Oh.
pronounce the word.
Attendance,
advocacy, I'll read it, advocacy, and he says that was the first responsibility of a board member, advocacy, and stated the director should, quote, now Emmett has a sense of humor, for those of you who don't know him, but he says, the director should make the snowballs and the COA board should throw them. So, being an now you got me, so I can't pronounce it.
Entrepreneur.
You want to say it?
Entrepreneur.
Thank you, entrepreneur. And being an organizer, and he spoke to those 3 board responsibilities, so, okay. But you're right, he was just talking about general terms across the state.
What I was referring to was Chelmsford. They're having a building boom, and it's not just for seniors, and it's going to bring traffic and people, and there's great concern with builders building so much that they're going to have to provide more schools for
Right.
the children. But it evens out because the people that are getting the homes are paying taxes. So in the long run, it's an advantage.
Oh, well,
Hey, Scott, you anyone want to look at this?
Yeah,
And just pass it around and
yeah,
use one.
yeah. Okay.
Good chart. Yeah. See how the senior population is going up.
and Bob, when you're done
40 to
typing,
59.
you didn't hear me.
Yeah, I'm hearing
You
you.
hear me? Okay.
Do you-
When
you
you're
wanna
done,
look at it?
you can
I've got
do your
one done.
financial report perhaps.
Oh,
You just update us on the budget, the monthly reports.
Okay, there was something about Alzheimer's patients,
Here,
caregivers dying before their what?
right there, it's right there.
Before the patient.
Yeah,
Okay, before, okay.
Emmett is full of little
People that
tidbits of
care for
information,
him.
he always inserts
Did you
into
like my
these.
copy,
he
Bob?
has a copy.
No,
Oh, okay,
Everyone has a copy.
yeah.
okay. I'm gonna give you two reports. I do not have a Mart report because we were not able to get the 3 payrolls for September in time for me to make that report up and to get the information to Anthony to get the reimbursement, but we'll work on that afterwards. So we have just the office report, which you should have in your hands, and the trial balance report, which just shows you the numbers of what the different funds are holding. And remember, on that last column where it says balance, a minus is a plus and a plus is a minus. So we have 10,000 in the Eleanor Cooper Fund, we have, Swan Trust has 10,000 in it, and you can look at some of the other. Transportation Gift Fund has 37,000. If anybody has any questions, I don't know that much about it, and we don't have somebody to explain it right now, unless Anthony wants to try. I don't think he's that versed in it yet.
No.
Well, sometimes we get monies donated, but they're donated for specific
Yeah,
reasons.
and that's what those
right.
the two bottom funds are there for specific reasons. The report that we usually get is, the office report just shows that as of this time, we are, of course, at the end of the month, we paid out a little more this month, because I assume they adjusted Pamela's money when she resigned, so that it added some to the amount, but basically, these are, for our first 3 months, this is the information. If anybody has any questions, I don't think there's anything particularly spectacular about any of the things that have been paid.
Just so you understand, years ago, well, when the board, we were reorganized back a few years ago, and there was a treasurer, and Bob was the treasurer. So he understands these things, and so as we transition to, because we don't deal with money, and we are an advisory group, and when that transition was made, we didn't need a treasurer, per se. So Bob still gives us the information, though, which is helpful, because it helps us understand the scope of services that, are provided. But we don't have any responsibility with the money at all.
Right.
And then Bob stayed on as secretary, so he does both for us. He's just a jack of all trades
Jack of
over
all
there.
trades,
Yes,
Bob.
so it's helpful to get the information.
Thank you.
And also, what I have been doing for Pamela and will be doing for Anthony is, when I get the timesheets for the Mart report, I can get some of the Mart report off, and if you want to know, I can tell you how much in total dollars we spent for drivers. But I also get the hours so that I can put them in, and then we can put a report together that lets the office apply to Mart for reimbursement, which is about $4,500 to $5,000 a month, to take up the $68,000 that they pay us, and that's all part of this too. So.
Excuse me, Bob, we were looking at the last board meeting. It was mentioned we were looking for another Mart driver. Did we get one?
I have no idea.
I thought I understood that wasn't filled, but I'm not 100%.
Wasn't.
I'm not sure. I had that
Yeah,
impression.
I'm not, Tim, do you know? I'm not aware. No.
I believe it's not filled.
That's what I thought I heard. Yeah, and I understood too. All right. Wow. Anyone else? Joe, would you like to come to the table? Do you have any
Can I
words
get
of
to
wisdom
move to
for us?
accept the report?
Come on.
I'm gonna do that, but I just was checking with Joe because he's been very quiet over there. And he's always so supportive.
Just one thing.
There we go, see?
I know with Anthony, once we get past this town meeting, then space is gonna come up again. And it's an all-time important thought for this board and for all the seniors. If you see a member of the Board of Selectmen, myself included, someone from the Finance Committee and whatever, you have to let them know over and over again that if we're gonna expend money in the future, one of the things we spend for is the senior center. So when we start making plans for space and things and look at things, we have to make sure that your voice is heard, and the way to have it done is to over and over to say the same thing, so it doesn't get put in the back burner. And that's the only thing I want to mention right now.
Thank you.
Joe.
And that is so important, so, yes.
Thank you.
And we need to reactivate, I think, our space subcommittee. So,
Great, yeah.
as soon as we get through this town meeting, hopefully, and have
Yeah.
it be successful. So, thank you very much. All right, may I have a motion to accept, we've kind
Before-
of taken things out of order.
Before we end, I wanted, Bob wasn't here when I mentioned to the board about your nice article, Bob.
We'll tell him, and he can include it in the minutes, because Mary was taking the minutes then.
Oh, all right.
Thank
He
you.
didn't really
Right,
hear
because
me.
no, but
It was a
Mary,
very nice article. you
Mary,
wrote.
Mary, has
I
that
handed it
down.
up to him,
Yeah,
so it's okay.
Okay.
thank you, Mary.
Do you have it? You want it?
No, I've
No?
seen it,
Okay.
I've seen it.
Right now, though, I'm looking for a motion to accept the outreach report and Bob's money report.
So
If I may have-
motion to accept the money report and the outreach report.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed? And abstentions? None, hearing none. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
And do we have any other business that I might have missed? Because I could do that easily today.
I'm just curious. We had a board member at the last meeting and not this one, Sue Dunn. Nothing was mentioned
I
about.
did mention that we had we're down 2 board members. That's Susan Dunn and
Pam,
Susan has resigned.
Kathleen Nolet.
okay.
The 2 vacancies we have, correct? Very good. All right. I just have kind of a thought, since we're in a transition period for the next, while. We don't know how long. But it made me think of something that I always fall back on, and it is always strive to do good. And do good for what's good for each other as well as others. So I think that's where we're focused. And we have, we know we've got the space issue coming up, and we just need to keep our eyes on our goals. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Before we do it,
All right.
just a personal board comment. I just want to say that I am very appreciative of the 5 years that Pamela gave to us and the amount of knowledge that she was able to work with us and to share with us. And I would like to just put a note in the minutes expressing our thanks to her for that.
I would
I agree.
second that and agree with that. I think she's done a lot for the town of Littleton. So.
She was a hard worker.
Any other comments, or, no? If not, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All, anybody opposed? No. And no abstentions. Thank you very much.